wanted that to happen.
They just wanted to take a picture with it.
Okay, what if we said nobody wanted that to happen? Nobody wanted Native Americans to die.
Why do you want babies
So
to
do you
die?
care about the millions of Native Americans?
Of course I do, but you don't. You don't actually care because you're not willing to actually stand up and speak. We care about these babies that die every single day.
So do you care about kids in cages right now?
Of course I care, but you don't.
Are you kidding me?
Well, if you don't want
just outside of ICE.
to them too.
You are a hypocrite. You
joke?
can't care about a kid in a cage if you don't even care about a baby in a womb.
Because my womb
It's a
is in
life.
a cage.
Your womb
I didn't
is supposed
put
to
my
be
baby
the
in
most
a
protected
cage.
spot for a baby.
But you paid a serial killer to butcher him to death.
You murdered your child.
He murdered your child.
Did I murder my child?
Yeah, if you had an abortion, that's cold-blooded murder.
I don't think I murdered my child.
Well,
You
that
just see
doesn't.
it
I don't think you consider that nobody really wants abortion. We want
Oh, really? Have
safe.
you-
Oh, really? Keep abortion safe and legal.
We want abortion to be
Yeah,
safe
you have
and legal so
abortion as
people
a
have a
murder.
No, I
choice
have
with their
not murdered my
bodies.
children.
It's not
So then
not their
you
body.
know
It's a
what
human
goes into
being.
making that decision.
It's another human
Yeah,
being.
you
I'm
feel
aware.
in your heart.
You're aware, and yet,
Horrible, horrible thing.
and yet, well, you're
But nobody
supporting.
wants it to happen.
Well, you do. Keep it safe and legal.
We don't want it to happen. We don't want these things to happen to people. It's an absolutely horrible thing. You want to have a who asked me to have a conversation?
We're conversating. We're talking to you.
You want to have a conversation and you not talk
You
over
guys
me?
are raped and stuff. Your mom's not
Can you
gonna
do me a favor and not
Mom's not
talk
gonna care.
over me?
Then don't bring them out.
Don't bring them out here.
Nobody wants abortion. We want it to be a choice.
A choice to what?
You're gonna just tell me that I'm wrong this whole time.
You kind of are. You're on
You're on our campus. You're on our campus.
Why are you on
I'm asking you if you considered that nobody.
Why are you at Lawrence?
Hello?
Why are you at Lawrence?
We're gonna play back. Okay? They are the future.
But do you consider that the people, like the people who get abortions, do you consider them? Do you consider the fact that some people need it for their own health? Some people need it for their own economic well-being?
We're not just having abortions in the library.
That's not even a popular statistic on abortion.
But in the library?
Over
the library?
60%.
And they're sick?
Abortion.
Do you rather have them go to a place that doesn't have sanitary conditions? Do you want them to go to a center that has no
safe.
Sorry, you don't need to scream.
Go to somewhere so they can die more if they go try it in Mexico or somewhere else that has no sanitation.
And you're just coming
And
out
have people stop being plagued and stop
Sorry,
being
you don't need to scream.
early stage safe and legal abortions. Nobody wants to abort a child. Nobody wants to have. Nobody wants to have to make this choice.
Somehow you're better than
We just want people to be safe and healthy.
What about preborn children? They're not safe and healthy when they're murdered. Do you think that's a human being in the womb?
That's why we're out. It's your right to impose your beliefs on
Hard to
others.
defend.
Why do you think it's your right to?
I'm not imposing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you our actions. You guys are very express you and these people should even have a real conversation.
No, if you don't want to have an abortion, if you don't want to have an abortion, that's your right. If I want
That's
to
not
have
a right. To murder someone is not your right. If you murder someone right now, guess
there are
what? You're going to
remains.
Are you? But you're making it seem as though
There is no choice.
there is no choice. That the only choice is to have a
Murdering
child.
should not be a choice. You're absolutely right. No exceptions,
So if a
no
person doesn't
compromise.
wanna have a
Murdering
child,
should not
what do
be
you
a
do?
choice.
Whether your child's raped.
Okay, if you rape someone, can I murder your kid for it? If you had a kid, if my dad raped someone, can you murder me for it?
Murdered, apparently.
What if the
If
woman
my
doesn't wanna
father
have?
goes and rapes a woman right now, can you murder me for it?
Why would I murder you?
Exactly. Why would you murder the baby for it?
But why?
Because it's
What
not
if
yours,
the woman
you don't
doesn't want
want
to
it.
have
It
one?
doesn't matter.
Why would you have it that
Because
you
God
never wanted?
created it in His image. It's a baby that was born.
God.
Is that your argument? How about you actually have a legitimate conversation and stop laughing about everything I say? When I say
My name
something
takes
intelligent, you
sense. My
laugh.
name is Jesus. My
Okay.
full name is Jesus.
Okay.
Am I religious? I don't care about God.
I know
I'm
atheists
giving two shits. Okay? And they probably don't give a two shits about this either.
Actually, they do.
Oh,
Okay.
good for them. But I
Aren't we
don't.
supposed to be living in a multicultural, multi-religious society?
That's what they teach you.
So is it
Our nation is founded upon Christian principles.
No, it's not about the rape.
Okay.
It's not about the
So is
rape,
genocide-
slavery,
Are
genocide,
those
the
Christian
exploitation of immigrants and people of color.
You can leave.
Why? I was born here.
You
I'm
have
so
your
glad-
freedoms.
Wait!
Oh,
He's telling, wait! Hey, everyone! He's telling the Mexicans to get the fuck out of the U.S. right now. Hold on! Yes, she fucking
I'm a
did.
Mexican.
Okay? And you're the backwards Mexican. Were you born here?
Where?
Huh?
You just made yourself look stupid.
You're making yourself look stupid. stupid being out here
You
having a
said
sign
I
about
go
Hitler
Mexican
and
believe.
having fucking pro-life and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Comparing genocide of Jewish people in internment camps?
There's no correlation.
There is no correlation.
Yes, there is. This is a Holocaust.
There's just no
How is this a
correlation.
Holocaust?
Because it's a mass murder, a systematic mass murder of helpless human beings.
Systematic.
Reborn.
Systematic.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
How is it systematic? You believe
The abortion industry in our government.
Individuals doing their individual choices.
How is, no, there's two individuals.
You don't know the
actually.
first thing about
Baby inside the womb
systematic.
is another individual. And the individual on the outside of the womb is choosing to murder the one inside the womb. Yes. Why? I just explained it to you in your own mentality. Why does it make no sense?
Most people
It's not a choice.
choice to raise a
You
child.
don't get to choose to
If
murder
you
someone.
can't
It's
raise a
illegal.
child, what are you supposed to do? You're gonna die.
Yeah, God.
I can't hear you with the noise.
Women that can't go to church, they
Should I be in school? They're in school. This is homeschool.
Not the woman because she doesn't want it.
Religion into it. You can't impose your religious
I'm not
values.
imposing my religion
You're
on
just
you.
quoting God.
Yes, okay, that's my freedom of speech to do that. I'm not imposing that on you.
No, but if you're trying to take away the
Do you
right
know
to
what it
abort
means
a
to
child,
impose something?
yes, I do.
You're
Obviously
not opposing any suggestion. You're saying
If you're
this
trying to take away someone's rights using your religious beliefs,
The right to
you're
murder
imposing those
someone is
beliefs
not a
on
right.
someone.
There is no right to murder someone. That does not exist. No, our Constitution is the law of the land. There is no other maybe.
What the state says is okay is what's morally okay.
It's
That's
what the Supreme Court said was okay. They made up the law because somebody wanted it. Obviously you. They're the reason you're out here. You don't care about us.
We're at
the state doesn't
we're at Lawrence University in Wisconsin.
poor people doesn't care about anybody except for white and sanction the rich people. What the state says is okay is what should be okay.
That's not what I said. I said
Supporting
God.
those people.
I said God.
God made the United States?
The United States was founded on godly principles. Which ones?
Which is what?
Our Declaration of Independence states.
That was stolen by Native Americans.
And that makes it the United States of America is the name of our nation, and that was founded on godly principles. I don't know what the Native Americans think. Yeah, you know, United States of America. Okay, so what's the godly
Is a godly principle calling people merciless Indian savages? Is that a godly principle?
I never told you that I was okay with the way Native Americans were treated. So
I'm just saying that is in your constitution. Is that a godly principle?
So was slavery, but guess what? We abolished that too. That's what we're
Doesn't
trying
mean
to
it's
do.
okay, regardless. At the end of the day,
Are you a slave? Am I a slave? Do I own a slave?
Do you know? I don't even want to talk to you about everything else that has
Obviously, you don't want to
happened.
talk to me.
Because if you would even know about how the ways in which we abolished slavery really just turned into something else, then you wouldn't be here.
That's
Who were the ones
incarceration.
fighting for the slaves? Who were the ones that actually cared about their lives?
Tell me.
Christians. The same ones that are out here right now that actually care about you. They care about these babies. They care about
Do you mind if I butt in? Do you know that the Bible has instructions for how to perform abortion in Numbers 5:11?
What are you talking about?
What? Have you ever read Numbers
I've read
5:11?
the entire Bible. There's no directions on how to perform.
Should go back and highlight that.
Yeah. Numbers 5:11. Again, I go to get back to annoying you guys, but like, what?
Read it to me, and I can tell you the context of what you're talking about.
Well, clearly you don't, because you don't know what it
Read
means.
it
But
to me.
what?
Why do we have
I don't know.
to
Try and get
You don't
the burden
want
of proof's
me.
on you.
You don't want
have
me
your
who knows the Bible to actually call you out.
I
on your
was
lies.
also raised fundamentalist Christian. Okay, I also know the Bible.
I was not
inside out.
raised Christian.
I wasn't
I
either.
was not raised Christian.
Don't matter. What I'm telling
No,
you
I'm
is
a
go
Christian
through and
because
read it
you
before you
changed
come
your
out
heart.
here and
You're
saying
not a
these things and
Christian
you
because
realize
you
you're
read the Bible and because
Alright,
you were raised in
young
You're not wrong,
people
sir.
talk
Now
about
you're
that.
doing your principle of
We're not wrong, sir.
It is
What is
my
this?
duty as a Christian to call someone out.
So you're gonna shame people for not being as religious as you?
Why am I
I don't really have a website. I have a YouTube channel.
Oh,
Can you tell
I'm
me
gonna be
what
more
it is?
Christian than you.
I am Nicholas Heald.
You just said that.
I did not.
Stop
I
lying.
said I am a Christian because I had a change of heart.
And you're saying not because we read a Bible and because of the way he grew up either?
No, I said he's not a Christian. just because
Nicholas
he read the
Heald.
Bible.
And he literally said he...
H-E-A-L-D.
That does not make you a
Said he was
Christian.
raised a Christian.
That does not make you a Christian.
H-E-A-L-D.
My children are not Christians because I'm raising them in a Christian lifestyle. You have to surrender your life to Christ and
you do
accept
it,
Him as your Savior to be a
That's me.
Christian.
Senior,
What's that?
you go
All over the place.
all over the place. You went to Appleton East High School.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Go everywhere to educate people.
These are okay. But I just want to know why you feel like educating people is standing here with these really graphic images and with your hat that references the president.
It's not referencing the president.
Then why is it the slogan? Why is it red?
Well, it's holy, not great.
But it's.
No, it's not.
Don't you think a better way is to stick to your message?
People that have the hats that say "Make America Gay Again," you're not for that either. Even though they're opposing Trump in that stance, but they still have his hat.
You're gonna have to be louder than that.
So would you make the same
I'm
statement to
asking
them?
him.
Well, I'm asking you though. Would you make the same statement to someone? Because I've seen it. It says "Make America Gay Again." Why?
Being gay is not oppositional to Trump's views. Trump is holy.
I actually am.
But Trump is
not holy.
He's an unrepentant adulterer.
Culture of Christian Anglo-Saxon people who impose their values onto others and oppress others in U.S. society, whereas being gay is being part of a marginalized group, and so you're taking that message and reclaiming it for your own identity. It's completely different.
He's holy because his God.
Okay, but being holy is not oppositional to Trump.
Yes,
Actually, it is.
Trump is not holy.
I don't believe Trump's a Christian.
But he calls himself a Christian, doesn't he?
A lot of people do, and they're not.
The guy that was over here claimed to be a Christian.
So what you're doing is Christian.
Yeah.
Christian-like.
Speaking up for those who cannot speak for themselves. That's what God commands in His holy word. And we
There are a lot of people who wish they could have spoken up for themselves.
A lot of what?
There's a lot of people that could have spoken up, that wanted to speak for themselves. There's a lot of people who were raped, who were killed, who were maimed, who were tortured by Christian people for Christian values.
Well, I mean, there have been people in history who claimed the name of Christ and killed people, but they weren't truly saved. But true Christians they don't murder people. They speak up.
True Christians are accepting. True Christians preach love.
That's what we're doing. We're preaching love. We're preaching. It's loving to.
This is pointing a finger. This is judging others for their actions.
We all judge people, ma'am. Some
You're
judge.
taking it to another level. I can judge you in the privacy of my home. I can judge you wherever. But to come out here and make it a point to shame others, to judge others.
Well, actually, we're not, man. We're simply saying that there's a way to be saved, to be reconciled to God.
Why don't you protest for better foster care systems, better health care, better sex education, so people don't get pregnant?
Are you assuming that we don't, or?
And this is what it seems like.
Well, I mean, we do those things. I speak out against the sex outside of marriage all the time, pornography a lot, and the divorce. Because we're explaining to people that they live in a holocaust of preborn children. Because no one in our culture is more oppressed than preborn children, and we need to speak.
Do you think the unborn children are oppressed?
Oh yeah. Well, because we murder thousands of them every single day, and most people don't care. And even people out here support it.
I don't think we support this. I think we support
You do.
choices.
And that's what choice is. That is pro-choice right there. And we're saying we should not be able to do this to a child. That's what we're saying. And a lot of people support doing this to children, and we need to be their voice. And when I found out about this about 10 years ago, I had to do something about it. I had to take action when I found out that people were being murdered in my culture, that little children were in danger. Like these little children, if these children were in danger today, then their parents would want to take action to help them. If someone were to come out here with a gun, we'd want to stop them, right? And that's what we're saying about the preborn. There are serial killers in our nation that are doing this to children, and we need to speak up against that, because we have free speech to do that, and we're taking advantage of our free speech to speak up. And because in Nazi Germany, if we did this, we would have been in a concentration camp or killed. But we have free.
There's a lot of other movements that require your attention. There's a lot of other movements that require you to intervene in situations of injustice.
Well, there are different injustices.
And I feel like a fetus does not yet have a concept of societal values.
Not yet. But that's why.
Versus people who really do. People who understand hate, who understand prejudice, who understand being killed for their beliefs. I think they should really be given attention to as well. Like,
we do.
so many ways to counteract. If you really don't want to see fetuses being aborted, then you need to be speaking just as frequently about the injustices in the foster care system. There are children being abused every day.
I'm aware of that.
And it's not a tragedy. The people who say they're helping these children because the alternative to that is them being aborted.
Well, it's not a good alternative to murder them.
It's not a good alternative to abuse them, to rape them, to molest them, to give them problems forever. Like,
well, should we murder them? Should we murder the children in the foster care system then? Should we murder them? Why?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying you need to be speaking up about that too.
Yeah, and some of us do, and I'm looking to get more involved.
Then you should, because that's a real injustice. Those are real
it is.
living beings
Yeah.
that understand this, that are being forced to live with this.
And that's a good exhortation. And
I just think that if you want to believe this, that you shouldn't impose it in this way.
Well, like,
because ultimately, I have my own beliefs and you have your own beliefs.
Well, are
I'm not seeking to convince you, and I know you're seeking to convince me, but you're not.
well,
That's okay.
I'm not assuming that we're going to change any one of your minds.
Then what is the point? What is the point of antagonizing people on this campus?
Well, we're simply showing them what we do to children every day.
But they know.
Well, no, I talked to
abortions are performed in the first trimester under 6 weeks.
Well,
I talked at 6 weeks you can't hear a heartbeat. You can barely see anything on the ultrasound. It looks like a small circle.
But that doesn't make them any less human, any less of a person just because they're smaller or less developed.
You're misrepresenting what's
we're not.
going on here.
We're not saying that this is every abortion.
Then why is it on here?
Because that is one child that was murdered in this country. We're not saying that this is every abortion, every child that's murdered. That's just this child is one child of tens of millions. And
don't you think you're using like unfair tactics?
No, if we did, we would.
You're demonizing people by saying that they're doing this. But most of the time, it's women who are poor, who are disenfranchised, who are oppressed, who have been left by their partners, who have no other way to support that child, that choose to abort their fetus. That doesn't look like that.
Well, yeah,
that choice is a horrible one. That choice is a gut-wrenching one. You and I both know that women don't go into this saying, "Oh, I'll just get an abortion." No, it's something that they think over. It's something that hurts.
And we can reach them on this campus. We can reach them on this campus.
The thing is not like that. Again, it's antagonistic.
Well,
you're making people seem like they're murdering.
They are.
Like that.
They are. Whether the child is younger or older than this, when mothers have chosen not to murder their babies by seeing these images right here. So I mean, it's whether their child in their womb is younger or older, they have changed their minds by seeing these images. I know that for a fact.
So I'm just saying, why not represent it as it is?
We do.
Most abortions are compulsels.
We do. That right there. Can you turn that around? That right there. That child is younger right there.
And it's even smaller than that.
What's that?
It's even smaller than that. You can't even see it most of the time.
Well, but you can tell it's a human being. I see the arms and legs. I see where the head is. That's a human being who was murdered. And nobody cares. And because nobody cares, we have to speak up because very few Christians do. Very few people do speak up in this culture. So we have to be a voice for them. Because there's compassion for people outside the womb in the foster care system and kids who need to be adopted. But for preborn children, there's hardly any compassion at all. That's why we need to spend more time doing that. We do other things, yes. And like the family that I work with often, they've adopted 3 children from Bulgaria. So I mean, we do work with.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, he's adopted from Bulgaria.
I need you to, if you're going to be doing this.
What's that?
If you're going to be doing this, then you need to stand up for those who are living.
These children are living. They
The
are.
rest of them, the ones in foster care system.
Yeah, I can do more. I can do more about that. I know that. I'm not sure if I can. What's that? I mean, that's
Like,
that.
if you want to have kids, if you think other people should have their kids, that's cool. But you can't, like, again, you're judging others. You're putting.
Well, are you not judging us?
I'm judging you for judging me.
Well,
If you hadn't shown up here, I'd be like, cool, they can have their beliefs, take it all.
How are we judging you? We're simply handing out literature and holding up signs. How is that judging you?
Antagonistic side. It's the nature of those signs, and you know it. You know that this is going to get people riled up.
I mean, if you get riled up, that's your choice. We're not forcing anyone to be riled up.
But you know that people are going to have a natural response.
Yeah, because they know these are human beings. But we're not forcing people to come out here and talk to us. That's all your choice. I mean, you can choose to ignore us or you can choose to talk to us. That's your choice.
Having a whole YouTube channel
then you're judging me.
Isn't one of the titles of your YouTube videos Angry Jewish Man?
I'm Michelle.
What's that?
Isn't the title of one of the videos you just posted called Angry Jewish Man? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah. So again.
So I mean, but how do you know my motivations?
Seek this stuff.
Well, you're assuming that you judge me. You're judging me that I had the motivation. You don't know. You don't know my motivations for doing that.
We should let people live in peace.
Well, but we can't live at peace with mass murder.
I can't live in peace with mass incarceration.
With what?
Mass incarceration, human trafficking. With people telling me to go back home. There are many issues.
Well, we're not doing that.
Involve people's lives.
Are you doing something about all that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. That's good.
So, like I said, I hope that you do something about it too. Because
I'm sorry, what?
I hope you do something about it too, because this is a very narrow scope of living beings that you're getting at here.
Well,
because you can't double back and be racist. You can't double back and be sexist. You can't double back and proliferate all these hateful ideologies.
The hateful what?
And you can if you want to, but ultimately people will see through that. People are not going to be convinced if they know you're not doing everything.
Well, I don't have to do everything. I'm one human being. I can't.
Should care about everybody.
I can't solve every problem in the world. I'm not meant to do that. Just like you can't do everything. You can't.
But if you're fighting for living beings, then that's everybody.
I can't help everybody in the face of the earth. I'm one person, and I don't have to do that, and you don't have to do that. But I can help in different areas, and I'm looking to help with adopting kids, helping families to adopt kids, families who single moms. I've offered to help single moms, single dads, and I'm open to helping those like in local communities. That's something I'm looking to do because I want to help them.
Maybe you do.
Yeah, I do.
This is not the way.
What?
This isn't the way, and you know that.
No, it is the way. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing it.
What about signing bills? What about passing laws?
I work on that too a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've spoken before city councils before, telling them to do their duty before God, and end the murder of the.
What if they're not Christian?
Doesn't matter if they're not Christian. I tell them their duty before God. And
we need to respect other people's religions.
Well, I mean, we all know
other people's beliefs, even leave religion out of it.
Well, but we should not let our beliefs lead us to murder people or to allow the murder of people. We shouldn't allow that to harm people, and we do. And but we're simply here today to tell people how to be reconciled to God, and that the preborn need to be protected. We shouldn't be murdering people inside the womb or outside the womb.
So what comes at the end of this? Do you upload this on your page?
Yeah, I don't know about all of it, but some of it, yeah.
And what for?
What?
And what for?
To educate people. To
make fun of people.
No, I don't make fun of people. I try not to make fun of people, because
You're a Jewish man? Sounds like you're making fun of them.
No, I wasn't making fun of them.
Sounds like you are.
I mean, if you want to make that judgment, that's okay, but I try not to make fun of people. I try not to dehumanize people with anything that I do, like treating them, in any way that's inappropriate. But I have several reasons for uploading videos. One is to educate people about what happens on the streets, and there are Christians who they would do this, like what I'm doing.
10-minute warning. We gotta get over there in 10 minutes.
We have to leave soon, just so you know. But I actually started doing this on the streets because of YouTube videos, partly. So I do that. So that's probably why I do this, because I upload footage is to encourage other Christians to come out to the streets like I'm doing, and it gives them ideas of what to say. That they don't know what to say, so they can get ideas from watching me and watching others through YouTube channels. I'd say from the Lord and from studying and
What do you study?
experience. Well, I read books. I read the Bible and I read other books, and from experiences, from talking to people, and just ideas.